Hey there, and welcome to All Round Growth, the channel that's all about helping you become your best self in every aspect of your life. Today we're diving into one of the most talked about books on personal development, 12 Rules for Life, by Jordan Peterson. Now, if you haven't heard of Jordan Peterson, he's a clinical psychologist, cultural critic, and professor of psychology who's gained a massive following for his no-nonsense approach to life and his willingness to tackle some of the toughest questions we face as human beings. In 12 Rules for Life, he distills decades of experience and research into a set of practical principles that can help you live a more fulfilling and meaningful life. In order not to get overwhelmed, we have taken time to break it down for you, rule by rule, with plenty of humor, relatable examples, and practical tips for how to apply these ideas to your own life. If you like what you hear, and let's be honest, you will, make sure to hit that subscribe button, smash that like button, and share this video with your friends. Because who doesn't want to be the hero who shares life-changing advice with their loved ones? So let's get started and make some serious progress towards becoming the best versions of ourselves. Rule number 1 is so simple but powerful. Stand up straight with your shoulders back. Wait, what? That's it? Yep, that's it. But let's explain why it's so important. Good posture is about more than just looking confident, although that's definitely a perk. It's about taking control of your life and being ready to face whatever comes your way. But that's not all, friends. Standing up straight with your shoulders back is also a metaphor for being assertive, setting boundaries, and not letting others walk all over you. It's about standing up for what you believe in, even if it means going against the crowd. And the benefit of good posture goes beyond just mental confidence. Physically standing up straight can reduce back pain and improve your breathing. Plus, people are naturally drawn to those who carry themselves with confidence and poise. So by standing up straight, you'll be more likely to attract positive attention and opportunities. It may seem like a small thing, but trust us on this, it can make a big difference in your life. The second rule states, treat yourself like someone you are responsible for helping. This rule may sound a bit strange at first. After all, why should you treat yourself as if you're responsible for helping someone else? But think about it. We often take better care of our pets or of our friends than we do of ourselves. We make sure they eat well, get enough exercise, and take care of their health. But we neglect to do the same for ourselves. One reason for this is that we tend to be more critical of ourselves than we are of others. We focus on our flaws and shortcomings rather than our strengths and accomplishments. But if we want to live a fulfilling life, we need to start treating ourselves with the same kindness and compassion we show to others. Mind you, treating yourself well doesn't mean indulging in every whim or craving you have. That's just asking for trouble and a larger waistline. But it does mean taking the time to figure out what you need to be happy and healthy, and then making a plan to get there. So then how do we apply this rule in our lives? Start by making a list of things you can do to take care of yourself. Maybe it's taking a walk outside, calling a friend, or reading a book. Whatever it is, make sure you prioritize yourself and your needs just as much as you prioritize others. Number 3, befriend people who want the best for you. Now, we all have different types of friends in our lives, don't we? There are those friends who always bring positive energy, give you great advice, and support you in your dreams and goals. Then there are those other friends who are always bringing negativity, drama, and discouragement. You should choose people who want things to be better for you, not worse. It's a good thing, not a selfish thing, to choose people who are good for you. It's appropriate and praiseworthy to associate with people whose life would be improved if they saw your life improve. Some people don't want to be helped. They will drag you down to their level if you let them. So stick with the winners. There's nothing wrong with that. Then to the 4th rule, which says, compare yourself to who you were yesterday, not who someone else is today. This rule cautions against the dangers of comparing ourselves to others. Instead of measuring our success against others, we should focus on our own progress and growth. We should know that the future is like the past, but there's a crucial difference. The past is fixed, but the future, it could be better. Perhaps happiness is always to be found in the journey uphill and not in the fleeting sense of satisfaction awaiting at the peak. For example, imagine the first day you tried painting. You decided to do it, even if you did poorly. Maybe you felt a bit stupid about it, but you did it anyway. Then you do the same thing tomorrow, and the next day, and the next. And with each day, your baseline of comparison gets a little higher. And that's the magic. That's compound interest. And over time, you will surely become exceptionally good at it. Rule number 5 states, do not let your children Do anything that makes you dislike them. Look, let's be honest. Kids can be little terrors sometimes, but we love them, right? We'll do anything for them, and that's why it's so important to raise them right. Now, that doesn't mean you have to be a strict disciplinarian all the time, but it does mean you need to set boundaries and teach them to be good, respectful people. Because if you don't, they can turn into little monsters and make everyone's lives miserable. So what can you do? Well, for starters, be a good role model. Show them how to behave by being kind, respectful, and responsible. And when they misbehave, don't just punish them. Use it as a teaching moment. Explain why what they did was wrong and how they can do better next time. Also, don't be afraid to say no. Just because your kid wants something doesn't mean they should have it. Teach them the value of hard work, and delayed gratification is an important lesson that will serve them well in life. Finally, remember to praise them when they do something good. Positive reinforcement goes a long way in building confidence and self-esteem. And who knows, you might even end up liking your kid a little more. So don't let your children do anything that makes you dislike them. Teach them how to be good people and enjoy the precious time you have with them. The 6th rule states that you should set your house in order before you criticize the world. In other words, before we go around pointing out all the flaws in the world, we need to take a look at our own lives and make sure we're living up to our own values and expectations. It's like the old saying, people who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. If we're not living in alignment with our own beliefs, then who are we to judge others? Now, I know you might be thinking, but what of all the things in the world that needs fixing? And believe me, there are plenty of things that needs fixing. But here's the thing, Dr. Peterson argues that we need to start with ourselves before we can start fixing the world. By getting our own lives in order, we can become the best version of ourselves and make a positive impact on those around us. So how do we do this? Well, it starts with taking responsibility of our own lives. Instead of blaming others or external circumstances, we need to take ownership of our thoughts, actions, and decisions. And let's be real, we all have some work to do when it comes to getting our own houses in order. Maybe it's cleaning up our diets, keeping our finances in check, or working on our relationships. But here's the good news. By making positive changes in our own lives, we can inspire others to do the same. We become the change we wish to see in the world. Number 7. Pursue what is meaningful, not what is expedient. Basically, he's saying that we need to stop chasing after short-term pleasures and start working towards long-term goals that truly matter. Living a life with purpose and intention rather than just doing what's easy or convenient. Now we know it can be tempting to just keep back and binge watch your favorite show on Netflix all day, but that's not going to get you very far in life. We need to focus on doing things that give our lives meaning and purpose. And if we are to be truthful to ourselves, pursuing something meaningful can actually be a lot more fulfilling than just lazing around. It gives us a sense of purpose and accomplishment that can boost our confidence and self-esteem. And think about all the bragging rights you will have when you accomplish something truly meaningful. You'll be able to tell all your friends, yeah, I climbed that mountain, I ran that marathon, I wrote that book. And who doesn't love a good humble brag? And we have all been guilty of pursuing what's expedient at some point. Maybe it's hitting snooze on the alarm one too many times, or opting for fast food instead of cooking a healthy meal. But the key is to recognize when we are falling into this trap and course correct. So don't just settle for what's easy or convenient. Take the time to figure out what really matters to you and start working towards it. And you might even surprise yourself with what you're capable of achieving when you put your mind to it. Next rule says, tell the truth, or at least don't lie. We all get it. Lying can be tempting, especially when trying to avoid confrontation or looking bad in front of others. But here's the thing, when we lie, we are not just deceiving others, we are also deceiving ourselves. We will be living in a world of falsehoods and avoiding reality, and certainly, that's no way to live. So let's make a pact to tell the truth, or at least not lie. It might be uncomfortable or even painful at times, but it's necessary for living an authentic life. And if you're worried about hurting someone's feelings or causing conflict, there are ways to be truthful without being hurtful. Remember that there's a difference between being honest and being cruel. You can still be truthful and kind at the same time. And let's not forget the power of humor. Sometimes the truth can be tough to hear, but if you can infuse a little bit of humor into the situation, it can make it a lot easier to handle. Just think of all the time and energy you'll save by not having to remember your lies. You have more brain power to focus on the important things in life. like watching all-round growth videos on our YouTube channel. So let's be honest with ourselves and others. It might not always be easy, but it's worth it in the end. And maybe by doing so, we can inspire others to live a more truthful life too. Now let's check out the night rule. Assume the person you're listening to knows something you don't. We all think we're pretty smart, right? We've got our opinions, our beliefs, our ideas. But what if we told you that there's definitely someone out there who knows something you don't? Well, that's the thing with rule number 9. Assume that the person you are listening to might know something you don't. We know it's hard to admit that we don't know everything, but hear us out. When we approach conversations with the assumption that the other person might know something we don't, we are not just being humble, we're also opening ourselves to new perspectives and ideas. We're not just waiting for our turn to talk. We are actually listening and learning. And we all know that nobody likes a know-it-all. When we think we have all the answers, we're not just missing out on new information. We're also making ourselves pretty annoying to be around. But when we approach conversations with a humble and curious attitude, we are not only learning from others, we're also building stronger relationships. Also, when we assume that the person we are listening to might know something we don't, we are also less likely to jump into conclusions or make assumptions. We are giving the other person the benefit of doubt and creating a more respectful dialogue. And you might just learn something new and valuable from the person you're talking to. Maybe they have a different perspective on a problem you've been struggling with. Or maybe they know a great restaurant you've never heard of. So next time you're in a conversation, remember to assume that the other person might know something you don't. You never know what kind of gems you might uncover. Number 10. Be precise in your speech. And no, we don't mean you have to speak like a robot with perfect grammar all the time. But being precise in your communication is important for clear understanding and building trust with others. Have you ever had a conversation with someone and left feeling like you just didn't quite understand what they were trying to say? Maybe they used a bunch of big words or complicated jargon that left you scratching your head. Such conversations can be frustrating, right? And it can lead to misunderstandings and even conflict. On the other hand, when you speak with precision, you are able to convey your message clearly and effectively. People understand what you mean and are more likely to trust you because they know exactly where you stand. But here's the thing, being precise in your speech also means being honest with yourself and others. It means not hiding behind vague language or euphemisms to avoid difficult conversations. Sometimes the truth can be uncomfortable, but it's always better than a lie. So next time you're in a conversation, try to be clear and precise as possible. And don't be afraid to speak the truth, even if it's hard. Your relationships and your own integrity will thank you for it. Number 11. Do not bother children while they are skateboarding. Now you might be thinking, what the heck does skateboarding have to do with anything? Well, my friend, it's more than just a fun activity. It's a metaphor for life. Think about it. When a kid first steps on a skateboard, they're probably gonna fall. A lot, but each time they fall, they are also learning how to get back up and try again. They are building up their courage and their confidence, and they're realizing that failure isn't the end of the world. Also, when they are passionate about something, whether it's skateboarding, painting, playing an instrument, or playing soccer, it can be frustrating when others don't understand or try to discourage us. But here's the thing, when we find something we truly love, we are not just having fun. We are also building skills, resilience, and confidence that will serve us well throughout our lives. So let's take a cue from rule number 11 and give people the space and support they need to pursue their passions, no matter how unconventional or dangerous they may seem. Whether it's a kid on a skateboard or a friend trying out a new hobby, let's celebrate their curiosity and encourage them to keep exploring. And we might just discover a new passion of our own in the process. Finally, pet a cat when you encounter one in the street. Rule number 12 is all about petting cats? Yes, you heard that right. But before you start thinking that Dr. Peterson has gone completely off the rails, hear us out. When we pet a cat, we are not just satisfying our own desires for cuddles and cuteness, although that's definitely a bonus. We are also engaging in a form of mindfulness and connection with the world around us. In fact, research has shown that spending time with pets can reduce stress and improve our overall well-being. But rule number 12 isn't just about cats. Sorry, feline friends. It's about taking time out of our busy lives to appreciate the beauty and wonder of the world around us. Whether it's watching the sunset, listening to the birds sing, or simply taking a deep breath and feeling the sun on our faces, we all have opportunities every day to stop and appreciate the small moments that make life so special. And the best part? Rule number 12 is something that we can all do, regardless of our circumstances. Whether you're rich or poor, young or old, there's always a way to find joy and meaning in your life. And the benefits of taking a moment to appreciate these little things can be profound. It can help us feel more grateful for what we have, more connected to the world around us, and more at peace with ourselves. So the next time you encounter a cat on the streets, take a moment to pet it and appreciate its furry little face. And then, take that lesson and apply it to your everyday life. Look for opportunities to appreciate the beauty around you and see how it can help you feel more connected and more alive. After all, as rule number 12 reminds us, it's the little things that can make all the difference in the world. And that's a wrap for the 12 rules of life. We hope you enjoyed this video, and these rules will help you achieve all-round growth in your life. Remember, it's not just about watching this video and getting inspired. It's about taking action and applying these principles in your everyday life. So which rule resonated with you the most? Let us know in the comments below. And if you haven't already, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell to stay updated on our latest videos. That will help you become more productive and grow in all areas of your life. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share with your friends and family who will surely benefit from it too. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video on all-round growth.